This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. I'm Jeremy Shipe.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. And if not, there's plenty of time to turn it around. It's only just begun, right?
Love your outlook.
Oh, I try. You know what turns my day around?
What's that, Jeremy?
Well, we get to talk to Drew on the phone.
Always a good way to start the day.
All right. Let's learn what's going on at Broken Bow and Burwell Livestock. Drew, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Doing good, boys. How are you guys?
Doing good, thank you.
No complaints here. No complaints. How's the things been going? I know we got a report from you last week. Kind of seemed like things were cruising right along. Is same case going on this week?
Yep, things are getting busy. We're getting busy at the barn, and we got 2 big days this week, and I'll kind of give you a recap of what we did last week and tell you what we're going to do moving forward. In the high-yielding cows in the way-up market there last week, I had a big way-up special. High-yielding cows was $1.28 to $1.43. The middle type frame cows, mid-frame cows, feeding cows was $1.05 to $1.27.75. Those poorer cows, thinner cows, older cows, they were $1.02 to $1.04. Heiferettes was $1.45 to $1.85, and bulls was $1.30 to $1.70. I call that market pretty much steady on the better cows, and maybe a couple, $2-3 lower on those thinner cows and medium frame type cows. This week, like I said, I got 2 big days coming up. Got a big day on Thursday in Broken Bow, big day on Friday over in Burwell. Got a really nice calf and feeder sale lined up in Broken Bow, along with the way-up sale. Way-up sale is going to start at 9. Calves and feeders there at 11:30, and back there in Burwell on Friday, way-ups again on 9 o'clock, and then calves and feeders to follow there at 11:30. Going to be a lot of good replacement quality heifers on both of those sales, and a lot of good quality grass calves. If you're interested, encourage you to go to the website. Got a lot of sales lining up through the month of October into November, starting to put some bred cows on some sales. Getting pretty busy. If you'd like us to come out and take a look, give me a call, 308-872-1105.
Drew, sounds great. And if people are ready to get in contact with you, I know that even if they're a new customer, the way to get going is pretty simple, and you welcome those calls anytime, and you're open to explaining the process to them, right?
You bet. We're open. Give us a call anytime. And send myself or somebody else out, take a look, kind of tell you what we think your cattle are weighing, and we can tell you kind of what we think that market's doing. That calf market's looking pretty stout, and it was up a little bit this week. It doesn't cost anything to come and take a look, so I encourage you to give us a call. And
it's a heck of a lot better to send you out rather than Brent and I, because if you want our opinion on your cattle, it would probably end up being something like, well, it looks pretty good.
Well, that's one thing about me. I'll give you my opinion whether you like it or not.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you, Drew, and we wish you a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you next time.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you later. All right, Drew with Broken Bow and Burwell Livestock Market. Sounds like things are moving and shaking as always.
Oh, wow, nice. I like that. What did you mean to say that? Moving?
Oh, no, I didn't. But
oh.
Now I'm realizing the opportunity I missed. Let's tackle school lunch menus, shall we? And then we'll kind of dive into more things here at the show.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's see. I'll get us started. As we start with the schools, Gothenburg today, Super Nachos, hot dog, made fresh Hawaiian pizza, fresh baked ham and cheese sub, pizza snackable, and those are some of your choices at Gothenburg today.
And Selma Myrna today, Italian Dunkers with marinara dipping sauce, barbecue rib sandwich, and an Uncrustable and cheese and cracker platter.
Arcadia today, pigs in a blanket at Arcadia.
Cozad today, your choice of a signature selection, a pizza burrito, popcorn chicken, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and a sub bar.
Broken Bow Middle and High School today, Italian dunkers with marinara dipping sauce, barbecue rib sandwich, fresh-baked Italian turkey sub, and the grill station combo at Broken Bow today is a hot dog basket.
I could go for this today. At Loop City, a taco or chicken fajita.
Yeah, sounds good. Sergeant today, chicken and noodles. Speaking of something I could go for, chicken and noodles, mashed potatoes at Sergeant today, fruit cup, strawberry cake, dinner roll and milk at Sergeant.
At Thedford today, it says hot ... sandwich.
Okay. Ansley today, showing tater tot casserole and a dinner roll for the lunch menu at Ansley.
At Callaway today, they are having French dips.
Arnold Schools today, tacos on the lunch menu at Arnold.
Sumner Eddyville Miller, nachos today.
All right, the last one I have is Sandhill School in Dunning, and today they show tacos with toppings, soft or hard shell, and seasoned tater tots at Sandhills.
Gotta love the seasoned ones. And at Litchfield today, a rib sandwich being served. That's a look at your school lunch menus. We'll also tell you what's going on at the Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow. Call before 9 a.m. and let them know you'll be needing a meal, preferably the day before, but if you call early on in the morning today, should be okay, but something to keep in mind. Barbecue meatballs today, cheesy hash browns, California blend, and California blend fruit. And if you want to think ahead for tomorrow, make that call ahead of time. When I've talked to her in the past, she says we keep a calendar and we know what people want meals pretty far out. So that certainly would help them. Tomorrow is a cornbread taco bake with corn and fruit, if you want to keep that in mind as well, at the Prairie Pioneer Center. Okay. Busy week coming up. We've got plenty of things to talk about throughout today's show. We'll certainly talk about what's ahead in the days to come. And we've got a busy show today.
Yeah, a lot of guests on the schedule coming in today.
We highlight the guests in yellow on our sheet so that we keep things straight. If the guests are not highlighted yellow, it leaves us too much opportunity to mess up.
Oh,
is what I've discovered.
Yeah, that can happen.
So
or get rambling on a bit too long.
That too. Expecting Arrow Seed Company in through the door today, and several other guests throughout the day, including Drew, who we already talked to from Burwell and Broken Bow Livestock. So looking forward to a fun and exciting show with you folks. Today is American Touch Tag Day.
Touch tag.
Played tag when you were a kid? I'm assuming that's what it's talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read what it says here. Basically, it says something to the effect of tag was an excuse to touch your middle school crush.
Oh.
Yeah.
No one ever did that.
It's been around.
When I was playing. It's
been around since ancient Roman times because watching gladiators fight to the death got boring after a while. Mm. Later on, it inspired the creation of America's favorite sport, football. Which, when you think about it, football is kind of just extreme tag, in a way.
Yeah, certainly the extreme part.
Yes. It is also International Off-Road Day, so take that vehicle of yours off-road, but maybe not around here. We've got fire warnings. You don't want to bring that hot exhaust anywhere near the grass. And it's National Fluffernutter Day.
Fluffernutter. Sorry, I have no idea what in the world we're talking about.
When I was looking ahead yesterday, preparing for today's show, I was worried you wouldn't know what a fluffernutter is.
I had no idea.
2 pieces of bread. It's a sandwich.
Marshmallow,
cream, and peanut butter. Definitely not very good for you.
Is it toasted?
It can be. Can be, if a toaster's available. Yeah. Invented in 1913. They used to call it a snowflake marshmallow cream. So there you go.
Something tells me you like them.
Yeah, I don't have them much. Kind of makes me feel too much like a kid. But I had a job in Omaha. A guy, he introduced me to them. He brought them for lunch break one day. made me sick because I ate way too many of them. And the whole rest of that 12-hour day was miserable. So there's that. Let's talk birthdays. A few different birthdays going on. Matt Damon. Fan of Matt Damon?
Yes.
What's the one where he's really smart? This is completely different when I'm doing this. I'm far from a movie buff.
And really smart. Buff. Well, Matt Damon, for me, it's Jason Bourne. That's the Bourne trilogy. That's the first thing I think of when I think of Matt Damon. Also lists We Bought a Zoo. Did you ever see that one? No, familiar with the title of the movie, but never saw it.
Interstellar and Oppenheimer recently, if you saw that. Nick Cannon. You know, he's a TV and radio host, but kind of recently he's known for having 12 children with 6 different women.
Wow.
Yeah. Nick Cannon.
Know that.
Yep.
Okay.
What a thing to be known for, right? Chevy Chase, 81 today.
I know him.
Yes. SNL, of course. Caddyshack, National Lampoon's Vacation, and, of course, Christmas Vacation.
Oh, yes.
Gotta love Christmas Vacation. Yes, definitely. What's your favorite Chevy Chase movie?
Oh, wow.
That's a loaded.
You know
question.
what? I'll go with a movie that I don't know how popular it was and maybe kind of forgot. Well, the original Fletch, I liked.
Okay.
That was good. Funny Farm. I don't know how many people remember Funny Farm.
Funny Farm's good.
That was a good film.
That
was a good
one's
movie.
Good. That's the one. Him and his wife wanted to discover life out on the farm, basically, right? And as you can imagine, nothing goes right.
Correct.
Okay.
Moved to a small town. Yeah, I like that film.
I like that pick. I forgot about that one. We used to have that on VHS. That was a good film. Bruno Mars celebrating a birthday today, 39 years old. Yeah, Bruno Mars.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces.
Kind of does it in an old school way. Kind of has a cool style about him. Kind of a breath of fresh air in pop music.
Of course, that's not really my music genre that I listen to. But this was, I guess you could say maybe several years ago now, performed at the Super Bowl at halftime.
Good show.
And, oh, man, he was amazing.
Yeah,
and I didn't really know who the guy was, wasn't really familiar with his music because I just don't listen to that. But, boy, when he performed at the Super Bowl, I'm like, I like this guy. He was, I thought, great.
Fun fact about Bruno Mars, he's not of the tallest stature.
Maybe that's why I liked him, too.
There's a special requirement to be one of his backup dancers in his music videos or when he performs live. You've got to be, because you can't go out there and be taller than the lead singer.
Yeah.
You know, so they have a requirement. So this might be right up your alley, Brent. Can you imagine you've got to be shorter, of the shorter stature, to be a backup dancer for Bruno Mars.
Wow.
Because
how do you apply?
I don't know.
Is there an application that you fill out?
Yeah, brunomars.com/jobs. Also, Christopher Joseph Ward. Familiar with that name?
No, not really.
Lead singer and founder of the Ramones. Celebrating a birthday today. 59 years old.
I-O, let's go. I-O, let's go. I-O.
Yeah. One of those songs that plays when teams are leaving a team timeout during sports a lot for some reason. That song.
Oh, boy.
Kind of sports rock type sound.
That shows you how I don't pay attention. I wouldn't have known that.
It's got a headset on too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, local birthday wishes going out to Melissa Burney.
Yay, Melissa.
Yay.
Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a great day.
Happy birthday. So if you have a birthday, someone you want to wish a happy birthday, drop their name in the chat box, and we'll get to it throughout the show and give a shout-out. So
sounds good.
We'd love to hear from you. Should we play the game?
Yeah, let's do. New batch of questions now. We wrapped up the squirrel questions yesterday. October 14th, 1964, that was the day Martin Luther King Jr. received the Nobel Peace Prize. So the questions that we're going to ask for the next few days have to do with other winners of the Nobel Peace Prize. So here is today's question. Which U.S. presidents have won the Nobel Peace Prize?
We're naming all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of a big hint when I give you the choices. And that's a fact I said plural, presidents. Okay, so just keep that in mind when I give you the choices.
Because Could you tell I wasn't picking up on Brett's looking at me like he's not paying attention.
Choice number 1, John F. Kennedy. Choice number 2, Lyndon Johnson and Richard Nixon. C, Franklin Roosevelt. Or choice D, Jimmy Carter, Woodrow Wilson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Barack Obama. Which U.S. presidents have won the Nobel Peace Prize? Again, your choices, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson and Richard Nixon, Franklin Roosevelt, or Jimmy Carter, Woodrow Wilson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Barack Obama. If you know, call us at 872-2801.
It's Tumbleweed Day.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
My day starts right.
With Dave and Brent.
Go and enjoy delicious home-style food and dine at the Tumbleweed Cafe from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. Or if you're on the go, swing through the drive-thru. In the morning, grab hot and fresh breakfast items. Need a dinner for the family at home, but don't have the time to make it yourself? Breakfast casseroles, Reuben casseroles, chicken pot pies, lasagna, enchiladas, fresh bread, and more are ready to go home with you to pop in the oven from the Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow.
Okay, we've got Sandy on the line. Good morning, Sandy. How are you today?
Good morning.
Okay. Are you ready for your question?
Well, I'm going to try.
All right. That's all we can do, right?
All right, Sandy, here we go. Which U.S. presidents have won the Nobel Peace Prize? Your choices were John F. Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson and Richard Nixon. Choice C was Franklin Roosevelt, or the final choice, Jimmy Carter, Woodrow Wilson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Barack Obama. What do you think?
I'm going to say the last answer.
The last answer would be the correct answer. Way to go, Sandy. And
Thank you.
Because you've answered correctly, we got a certificate that's going to get you a delicious treat at the Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow. This is for one free breakfast item. So come on out and see us when you can, and we'll have your certificate ready for you.
All right. Well, thank you very much, guys, and you have a good day.
You too, Sandy. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, great. Tumbleweed Day. And, folks, you can swing on out to the Tumbleweed and get some delicious food. They've got that handy drive-through now. You can go and check that out. During the lunch hour, they've got food ready to go, or you can call ahead and order food as well. Kind of a handy way to go about that. So keep that all in mind and go and enjoy some delicious food at the Tumbleweed. Maybe start your day with a cinnamon roll.
Yeah, it was Cinnamon Roll Day not too long ago.
A few days ago.
Yeah.
We didn't partake.
No.
I kind of get, filling in on the breakfast show with Dave being gone, I kind of understand the vibe that you guys do in here. You learn about these things that have to do with food and drink, and you just kind of toss it out there on the air and see if anything comes of it. And nothing came of it that time.
And I don't know what it is. But now that you've got with Dave gone for a couple of weeks and you're helping fill in, I don't know what it is, but when you're here in the morning, when you're on the morning show, you get hungry. Why is that? Do you? Do you not? Do you kind of feel hungry this morning?
I get hungry all the time, but I am not the example. I skip breakfast. Everyone says, it's the most important meal of the day. I never eat it.
That's kind of my problem too, I guess. I do too. It's like, okay, do you get up 30, 40 minutes earlier to get breakfast, or do you use that to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
I choose the sleep option.
Yes. Same deal here.
And then I scramble to get here on time.
There you go. It's the internal struggle, isn't it? You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. We've got our next guest. Hey, that was perfect.
Hey, what timing? Come on in. Come on in.
Going to be talking all things Arrow Seed, and he's got items in his hands.
Oh, he's got that. He's got that light bulb. was
Oh, it's
talking
the
about
light
the
bulb.
last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me change this camera here. So all of you watching on the Sand Hills Express YouTube and Facebook pages can see this. This is the light bulb you were talking about that's battery powered, correct?
Well, yeah, it's a rechargeable light bulb. So you just put it in any old lamp, whatever, power goes out, flip the switch, and it actually, if you press it hard enough or just right, well, it usually does. Well, I can use this. You can screw that in, and
Whew, that's bright.
That is quite the light bulb.
yeah, so I mean, it's how many people actually have, batteries in their flashlights that actually work, or candles. If the power goes out, it's wintertime, we got winter storms coming up, and I saw that, and maybe I'm a sucker for things like that. But
I think it's a great idea when you mentioned this to us last week.
yeah,
Right away, I'm like, what a great idea for, like you said, if the power goes out, then you still have light.
yeah, I'm gonna get these for my folks to put in their house, so they don't have to stumble around if power goes out or whatever. So,
And the thing that's pretty obvious to me is, if you turn on a flashlight, I mean, if the lights go out during a storm or something, you don't really need to see something 60 yards away like a lot of flashlights do.
Yeah.
This is just a nice spread out soft light that will light up a room like a light
Yeah,
bulb's
and
supposed to, but you just hold it in your hand.
there is 3 modes. So that's the low mode, and that they say it'll run for 12 hours. The medium is 6, and then if you do it on the bright, it's like 2 hours. But it should get you by in a pinch, and help out.
Great.
That's what I was going to ask you, if there were like different wattages for the bulbs, but it's really just one, and you can dictate the brightness of it. Yeah.
Yep, 3 modes on it. Yep.
Nice.
Wow.
So,
Gotta love LEDs, huh?
yeah.
Wow. And then, speaking of lights, these Nebo lights, you brought one of those
I
as
thought
well.
This thing was pretty neat too. I mean, this is just a work light, but I mean, this thing is
Whoa.
bright.
Oh, I like that.
Different modes, on it. It's adjustable. It's a magnet too. So I don't know if there's anything metal in here, but it's a magnet, so you can hang it up if you're working on equipment or something like that. Adjust it however you want. They're waterproof, shockproof. Fold up, store pretty nice.
So it's something I'm going to have a hard time breaking, is what
Yeah.
you're telling me.
Yep.
That's good. It's a good
Yep.
feature around me.
I mean, I do a lot of work on equipment and stuff, and if it's after hours or dark or whatever, need some extra light, I mean, this thing is amazing.
And it's portable.
Yes.
It's portable.
Yeah, like folded up. Man, you can stick that in your console, in your truck, or, in your workbench in your shop. So,
Well, and how many times do we get the traditional work light out, and you just happen to have set up your workstation the furthest away in your garage from an outlet?
yeah.
Or the hood of the car that you're working on doesn't have anywhere to hang it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter with this. It's battery powered.
Battery powered, and I mean, it's even if worse come to worse, if you got to hang it off a bungee cord or, little piece of rope or wire, baling wire, I mean, anything. So,
Gives you a lot of options, doesn't
yeah,
it?
it really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
And there's a lot of things that you folks sell at Arrow Seed that you need to be able to see to work with. Number one thing I'm thinking about is fencing. I know that's probably still a big thing right now. If you're out repairing fence, you can take these lights with you, but the fence parts you take with you, you can get at Arrow Seed as well.
Oh, you bet. Yeah, I'm running a sale on Gallagher fence. All their fencing supplies, the fencers, to posts, insulators, and I'm waiting on another shipment of stuff to come in. So, got a good supply. I'm trying to get things kind of stocked back up good and be ready for the fall run on things for going out on corn stalks.
More of the fields are being harvested, and kind of what's the feeling, and what are you hearing out on the street? Lots of people out on stalks already, coming in getting those fencing supplies, or
Starting to get some.
yeah,
We're starting to see a little cover crop grazing, for guys that got hailed out, getting ready.
sure.
Starting to see, some early season wet corn going out, some cover crops going in. So I think it's going to be a little drawn out. It could be a quick harvest with the weather we've got. I mean, things are drying out quick. So
It's going to be a quick and a nerve-wracking one, I
Yes.
think, because you can't really drive anything anywhere without feeling like you're starting a fire, literally.
Every night I go home, I can almost see a plume of smoke somewhere
Yeah.
out. Yep.
Not what we like.
Nope.
Not what
Kinda
we
scary.
like at all.
Yep.
As far as the seed side goes, what's moving there? And then we'll kind of talk about lawns after that.
Yeah, still the wheat for guys that are in the wheat, the forage crops, in the wheat, the forage wheats, the rye, the triticales, still going like that for guys that are wanting to graze or hay stuff in the early spring.
Okay. And then on the lawn side, with the temperatures the way they are, did that give us an opportunity to extend that latest step, or are we kind of past that point?
Well, we still have a few people that putting the 4-step on, but it's been a little challenging too because you got to have a little dew, or you got to run your sprinklers to get it on to get the stuff activated, but we're still all right for that last step for the winterizer.
Okay. And that's
Yeah.
going to be coming up pretty soon,
Yep,
right?
that'll be coming up pretty quick too. We've had a few people picking it up and just kind of getting ahead of the game. So yep.
Those people have their life together way better than I do.
Oh, me too.
If
Yep.
if the postcard hasn't come in the mail, I'm sunk.
Yeah.
I wait for my postcard from Aeroseed, and then I'm like, okay, now I can go in.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd be sunk if the postcards didn't come.
Yeah.
Yep. You might as well just sell it to somebody else because I'm not showing up.
Yep.
Great. Well, sounds like everything's moving and shaking, and sounds
Yeah.
like a good time.
Yeah. A couple other things I'll throw in real quick. It is getting close to hunting seasons for deer and everything, and our LAM, our food processing. I just got a good shipment of that. Some dehydrators, tons of seasonings, slicers, the sausage stuffer machines, and got a good product lineup.
And if
going.
you've got a cow in your freezer and you've got
Exactly.
some beef,
Yep.
can use that. And,
Oh, you bet.
We always like being handed, deer sticks and stuff like that. But
Jerky
a
and-
good beef stick is A-OK as well.
Oh yes, very good. Mixing a little pork with the deer and the cow, anything, and the seasonings we got are pretty dang good from what I've heard. I'm gonna actually buy a dehydrator this week and
Nice.
start making some myself.
Nice. And I know Logan always talked about the high temp cheeses. It kind of
Yes.
seems like that's high on his list. Got some of those?
Yep, I got a lot of that back in.
Get the spicy one again?
Yep, we still have the habanero,
Okay.
the cheddar, the Swiss. Yep.
All right. Anything you could want. And, if you happen to have Logan's phone number and you want to ask for his favorite recipe, maybe he'll share it with you.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't bet on it.
Right.
He kind of holds those recipes tight, doesn't
Right.
he? Is there anything we didn't talk about that you wanted to mention? Big thing right now, you've running a sale on fencing.
Yep.
And come in and get your food processing supplies because those are going to go
You bet.
pretty quick
Yep.
once we get into hunting season.
Yeah, and winter time's coming. I got a good selection of gloves, the cotton roping gloves. Got a bunch of those in, and yeah.
Okay. Sounds great. Well, we wish you good luck with all of the seed and the fertilizer and everything in between. And if
You
people
bet.
ever have questions, throw out the phone number, if you would, to get in touch with them. Oh, I gave the phone number last time.
You did.
I have not called Aeroseed as recently. It's now buried in my phone history.
That is, yeah. I'm gonna have to look it up real quick because that's terrible.
Okay.
The 1-800 number is 1-800-622-4727, and I'm kind of embarrassed. I don't even know the local number.
Oh,
I,
that's okay.
I wouldn't feel embarrassed. You don't have to call Aeroseed.
don't.
You show up there every day.
That's exactly-
my family's own phone numbers without looking in
If-
my phone.
If you were to ask me my wife's phone number right now, I'd feel the same amount of pressure
I
you're
couldn't-
feeling right
Yep.
now.
I
And-
couldn't give you my wife's number, no chance. I'd have
Yeah.
to look in my phone.
Yep.
Yep. Used to have 8 of them memorized.
Yeah.
Because you had to get home from school and you had the rotary phone on the wall, and that just had to be the way that you went about it, huh?
I still remember my phone number from when I was a kid with the old phones.
I do too.
Yep.
Technology, it's spoiling us, isn't it?
Very much so.
But technology like that light bulb, I'll take that kind of technology any
Yeah.
day.
Amen.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Well, visit Aeroseed, folks. Do some shopping. Wide variety of items, including the great seed and the fencing supplies and the fertilizer that you need. Thanks for joining us.
You bet. Thank you, guys.
All right, Aeroseed, our guests on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. News, weather, and sports, all coming up here shortly.
I love the morning show.
Wake up with us. We sound way better than this. KCNI KBBN Radio.
Are you ready to score big with your finances? Well, at Bruning Bank, we have the perfect opportunity for you. With our Premier Checking account, you get paid interest for doing things you do monthly anyway. Even if you don't check all of the boxes for that month, interest is still earned. Earn better interest than a traditional savings account and still be able to use your money. Are you interested in making the switch? Visit or call us at our Broken Bow location or visit bruningbank.com to learn more. Bruning Bank. Build, grow, thrive. Member FDIC.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The powerful winds of a Category 4 Hurricane Milton blasting Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula on the way to Florida's west coast. CBS's Nicole Valdez.
Already, as many as 18% of gas stations in this area have no fuel. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is warning residents to get out while they can.
Concern in Congress about the amount of money available for cleanup. CBS's Scott McFarland.
Multiple sources tell CBS News there are just $1.6 billion remaining in the Small Business Administration's Disaster Loan Fund, used by businesses nationwide after natural disasters.
They call him the father of AI. Jeffrey Hinton is one of two winners of this year's Nobel Prize in Physics.
I think it will have a huge influence. It will be comparable with the Industrial Revolution.
He shares the honor with Princeton University's John Hopfield. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
Winning!
No, seriously, shut the front door. We own this house now.
But you actually need to say,
"Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there."
That's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
O'Reilly. Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. In a story released by KSNB, 2 O'Neill schools have been compromised due to an explosion at the St. Patrick's Parish Center. St. Mary Catholic Schools announced on Monday that the high school and the grade school buildings have been compromised. School officials are waiting for a structural engineer to assess the damage and let them know when they can be in the building again. At this time, officials said no school is planned at the St. Mary's grade school or high school for the rest of the week. Currently, school officials are in the process of evaluating alternative locations to hold classes in case that becomes necessary. The football games and volleyball games this week will be played as scheduled. We are thankful for many things today, mainly that all of our people are safe and no injuries were reported, said a school spokesperson on Facebook. We are so grateful for the outpouring of offers to help and prayers from the entire O'Neill community and beyond. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting for Central Nebraska's News Source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Check out postseason baseball. We had a pair of ALDS games and wins for both the road teams. The Tigers beat the Guardians in Cleveland 3-0. Detroit's Kerry Carpenter blasted a 3-run homer in the ninth off Cleveland star closer Emmanuel Clase. Detroit starter Tarek Skubal, 7 shutout innings, 8 strikeouts, no walks, as he and 2 relievers combined on a 3-hit shutout. That series is tied at 1-1. Now heading to Detroit. Royals over the Yankees in the Bronx, 4-2. Kansas City scored all 4 of their runs in the 4th inning. Salvador Perez had a home run as a part of it. That series is tied at 1-1, now heading to Kansas City. Matter of fact, all 4 of the divisional series are tied at a game apiece. Week 5 in the NFL came to a close with Monday Night Football in Kansas City, where the Chiefs beat the Saints 26-13 to improve to 5-0. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes, 331 yards passing, no touchdowns and interception, but led the team up and down the field. Kareem Hunt and Xavier Worthy with the rushing scores in the win.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times today, with daytime highs approaching 81. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies again. Tonight, lows around 48. Daytime highs approaching 84. Tomorrow, a blend of clouds and sun. Mid-80s Thursday, turning much cooler on Friday, with highs in the upper 70s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Currently at our KCNI KBBN studios, 47 degrees, clear skies, light southwest breeze. Barometer remains steady at 30.08, relative humidity up to 58%. Beautiful day yesterday. High yesterday was 74 degrees. Overnight low was 50, but as we see pretty regularly, you got the overnight low. Then you reach about 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. and it dips down lower than what it was overnight. So pretty chilly out there at the moment, 47 degrees here at our KCNI KBBN studios. Thanks for being along with us on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Happy Tuesday. Here's the Cars. Next guest, Rachel with Team PT is here. Morning.
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Going okay. How are you?
Good.
How's the world of PT?
It's good. It's actually, October is National Physical Therapy Month. So
a reminder to do your physical therapy.
I don't know that anybody really wants a reminder for that, but maybe just a month to like kind of highlight, hey, there's this profession that we've, obviously we feel passionate about, of just trying to get your body feeling and moving as best it can and being a little bit more preventative even with some approaches to our health.
Yep.
So, we'll take a month to celebrate us. You don't have to ask us twice.
There you go. Yeah, go ahead and do it. And it's kind of really one of those months to not only celebrate the profession and the things that you do, but kind of as a reminder for people, hey, that nagging pain you've had that you've just told yourself you want to learn to deal with. You don't have to deal with it if you don't want to.
Yeah. Even before this, I had a gal this morning who, we're working on some hip and lower back pain and whatnot, and she had been referred to an orthopedist and was recommended joint replacement, which is not a bad thing. We work with plenty of joint replacements, but she just wasn't ready for that. So we said, okay, let's try some physical therapy. And we haven't resolved all of her issues yet, but she's even said, she's like, just from where I started, I can do this now, I can do that now. And being able to take some ownership, or like, okay, I at least know I can do this. Maybe that other thing is down the road, but it gives you a little bit of sense of power and control back of what's going on with your body, which can be really empowering.
I'd venture to guess that that's one of your favorite things and your coworkers' favorite things, is to kind of see that breakthrough that people have.
Oh,
They
yeah.
realize the progress that they're making. That's going to be fun.
That is like why I work 4 10-hour days.
Yeah.
Of like getting that, we work together to meet this goal. You're getting improvement. You're like noticing those improvements. That's like what makes all the paperwork and insurance fill in the blank worth it. That is the most rewarding part of our careers, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I guess what would you like to talk about today?
Yeah, so
it's your month.
Every year they kind of put a different focus on what we're celebrating this year and whatnot. So for 2024, the focus of National Physical Therapy Month is fall prevention, which we had fall prevention week, awareness week or whatnot, towards the end of September. But kind of some interesting stats are 1 in 4 Americans over the age of 65 will suffer a fall. Just statistically, not to Custer County, but statistically. So, and with that, the risk of falls and what can be a consequence of that is very alarming, whether it be a hip fracture, compression fractures. We'll see a lot of like wrist and hand injuries when you go to catch yourself from a fall. And then when you think about it, like let's say we have a hip fracture from a fall, well, then that's 4 to 6 to 8+ weeks of limited activity. And now the rest of your body isn't moving well either. So it really can create a ripple effect to your health. And that's scary, especially, we all want to age gracefully and whatnot. An 8-week hiatus of not being able to move, that's hard to combat. So as much as we can preventing falls, as one who has been victim to the ice in the winter, sometimes they are not preventable no matter how you try. And how do I, get recovered from it? If I did have a fall, how do I prevent the next fall? It really can be something that we should prioritize, no matter the age.
And I know when people hear this, they kind of say, well, that's kind of silly, but it's a real thing. There is a right and a wrong way to fall when you do as well, should it come to that, right?
Yes and no. I always give people a little bit of grace because sometimes it happens so fast. That's one of my leading questions is like, okay, how did you fall? And I'll have some people just look at me like, I don't even know. It just happened so fast. And like, Sometimes you can have back pain because your reaction as you're falling, your back will tense up and whatnot. But at the same time, you want to protect your head. We want to make sure that you try not to hit your head. That can be a really scary thing when someone does have a hit to the head with falls. And you want to, use your environment to try and, if you're going to land in the grass or land in the pavement, maybe shoot for the grass. Yeah. But it all happens so fast that sometimes you don't have control.
Well, and the human mind is kind of amazing. When we catch ourselves on our wrists or our arms, that's our body's reaction to trying to protect our head.
Trying to stop the ground from coming. The ground does not welcome you down. So, no. But it does happen really fast, and that's why prevention is as best you can. Working on balance, making sure you have supportive footwear, making sure you're strong enough. A lot of times people don't factor in strength to preventing falls. Being strong enough to control your body when you do get thrown off balance. There's a lot of factors in. Winter's coming. It always humbles even the youngins who think they have good balance.
Yes.
So being careful as the elements start to present themselves and whatnot. So yeah.
When it comes, you mentioned the strength side of it. Yeah. Getting a hold of your balance and things like that. That applies when there's ice on the ground and when there's not. But for those, the thing that applies to everybody is walking on ice, maybe shuffling those feet, slowing it down a little bit. I know it's hard to tell people in today's society to slow down. Yeah. But that really helps a lot too.
Yeah, we kind of, I laugh at myself a little bit because that walk into work, right? How you've treated either. Maybe it was slick overnight. What's been done to your driveway or your front step because you're responsible for that. There's always that walk into work where you're like, all right, is it icy? Is it not? And we'll tell people, we want you to kind of walk like a penguin. Mm-hmm. No, don't just take off and go and have full confidence. Kind of take those smaller steps. Don't be carrying a lot of things those days. Kind of like the penguin walk where it's shorter kind of strides, just so that if you do come up on a patch, you're expecting it. Mm-hmm. You're prepared a little bit. And then I laugh at myself when I look like I'm walking like a penguin into work every morning in January.
You're just doing what you preach, right?
Yes. Okay. Feel free to drive by and just laugh at me as you go.
We've been talking about ice, and yes, winter is coming, but as we get older, sometimes just our balance just isn't what it used to be, and there are some things that can be done to kind of enhance your balance and make it stronger as you get older, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a few patients that were just working on balance and trying to be proactive. And I will say it's maybe not every patient's favorite exercises in the clinic because it does bring up these feelings of, as we're working on those exercises, they feel like they're going to fall. It's work. And, I always tell my patients, okay, I'm right here. I will not let you fall. That's the beauty of working on balance in the clinic with us is you have the safety of me, your therapist, right next to you so that if you do lose your balance, which is to the point that we want to try and stress that balance so we actually get an improvement, nothing's going to happen. We have manipulated the situation, so either we're in the parallel bars where we've got something to hold on to, or I've got my gate belt around you and I'm right there and I'm going to be able to steady you if you start to lose your balance. We've created this safe space now where we can test it enough to actually get improvements without having the risk of actually getting hurt. And that's really beneficial.
Right.
I always tell my patients too, it's gonna be a little uncomfy because we're testing it and we're trying to improve it. And I was like, but if it was easy, it would be a waste of your time. I'm not going to waste your time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, it doesn't happen with just one trip to the physical therapist. It's a process.
It's a little bit of a process. Yeah. And I like to give you, we like to give some things that you can do at home, but also we've modified so that you've got something you can practice at home, but still we've set it up, whether it be working on some different types of standing where you've got a chair in front of you to hold on to if you need, kind of being able to teach you some ways so that you can be proactive as well at home, but then not put yourself in a situation where you're going to fall at home too.
All good things to remember.
Yeah.
And a month to do it. Physical therapy.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
If people have questions about not only what we've talked about today, but other things physical therapy-wise, toss Team Physical Therapy's information out there.
So
if you would.
you can give us a call at our Broken Bow location, which is 308-872-5111. And through that location, you can get a hold of any of our other locations. We've got locations in Callaway, Broken Bow, Gothenburg, and Burwell. And then I don't have the other clinics' phone numbers memorized, but you can also log on to our website, www.myteampt.com, and it's got all of our locations on there too.
Great.
So all of our info there. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else physical therapy-wise?
Maybe not physical therapy.
Okay.
I'm going to branch out just a little bit. It's sports related, which is kind of peachy.
Yes.
Just a special shout out to Joanne Scott, who works with the NCAA. She is getting or receiving the John W. Bunn Award with the Naismith Hall of Fame, Basketball Hall of Fame, excuse me. Yeah, she's receiving that this weekend, and that's pretty special. So she does it to us, like to the Scott family. She's Aunt Joanne, but she's getting awarded that this weekend, and that's really special. Basically, the award goes to a figure that has contributed greatly to the game of basketball. So just a special congrats to her as she receives that this weekend.
Man, what an honor.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Big time
And she's
honor.
deserving of it. I mean, if you ever talk to her, she's just exudes someone who strives, for the student athlete experience and whatnot, but also just loves the game of basketball.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great. And you start throwing around that word, that name Naismith, and you know that you're talking about something that's extremely special.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So
Great.
We're excited for her, and she's very deserving of it.
Yes. Well, congratulations to her, and thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Anything else, Rachel, before we close and let you enjoy the rest of Physical Therapy Month?
Yes. No, I think that's all I got, guys.
Okay. Thank you very
Thanks for
much.
having me.
Team PT, our guest on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. More guests coming into the studio soon. We got music and plenty of info to talk about here on KCNI and KBBN.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN Radio.
Simple process, tough processor. That's the Vermeer BPX 9010 bale processor summed up in 4 words. But if you need the full story, how about the ability to accurately spread bedding up to 50 feet or create a consistent and tidy windrow of crop along your bunk line? With 10 different settings, you control the pace of your processing speed, material size, and more. Heck, even Goldilocks didn't get that many options. Stop out at Power Solutions to see why the Vermeer BPX 9010 bale processor is just right for you. 2 miles east of Broken Bow on Highway 2 or call 872-5522.
Lashley Land & Recreational Brokers is proud to be servicing the Custer County area, and currently land is moving at a high rate of speed. So if you are considering selling your land, now is the time, or get an opinion of what your land might be worth. Call me, John Farley, at 308-530-7854, or check me out at lashleyland.com.
Aero Aviation is happy to have served the area since 1971, and they look forward to serving you for years to come. Their aircraft is equipped with the latest in GPS guidance and flow control technology, and they're always searching for the next big thing in aviation. Contact Casey and Melissa Williams at 872-5113 and talk to them about your fall pasture spraying. That's Aero Aviation, proud to serve Custer County and surrounding areas.
Every weekend in October, acres and acres of pure fear await you in Neenaka Woods. Savage Jack's Trail of Terror and the demons of the underworld corn maze. Plus monster eats, the hellfire jack-o'-lanterns, axe throwing, and so much more. Neenaka Woods in Gibbon, open every weekend in October. Discount coupons at Pump and Pantry. Get your tickets now at NeenakaWoods.com. What waits in the woods?
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Breast cancer affects 1 in 8 women, but with early detection, the 5-year survival rate is 99%. Early detection is key here at Melham Medical Center. We have 3D mammography that helps find up to 60% of breast cancer sooner than 2D. In 2024, an estimated 310,720 women and 2,800 men will be diagnosed with invasive breast cancer. Chances are you know at least one person who has been personally affected by breast cancer. Melham Medical Center is proud to continue to partner with you to inspire healthy living through quality care.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on both KCNI and KBBN Radio. Jeremy and Brent with you here this morning. And our next guest is in the studio. We're going to be talking with Liana from Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Doing okay. I know you're not super as busy, right? I know you're always busy, but you're about to be way more busy, right?
Yes.
I'm guessing that's what you want to talk about, right?
Yes, open enrollment is coming. So we are fielding phone calls out of 3 offices now for the health stuff and working on getting everybody scheduled. And the Medicare starts October 15th. So we already have a full calendar.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And for someone that maybe has not done this before, or it's new to them, or for people that have been doing it before, there's really a lot to traverse there. There's a lot of things to figure out and understand.
Right.
And that's why you're there.
Yes. So every year I come in and say that there's so many changes. Again, so many changes this year. So the government actually has made some changes in the prescription plans, maximum out-of-pockets for insureds, and just some different things there. So you want to be sure that you talk about your prescription drug plan if you're on Medicare. The other thing we're talking about always is Medicare Advantage plans, and some changes there, some local hospitals that aren't accepting them for next year. We were hoping that would give people what they call a special enrollment period to get off of an Advantage and into a traditional supplement. Not the case. So we're going to be scrambling a little bit for people to try and get good coverage for them for next year. So,
and for me, I don't know. I can only
what
speak
any
for,
of that means.
Yeah, exactly. Well, to be honest,
Yeah.
it's like you're speaking a different language,
Right.
And that's why, if people are listening and they're like, man, I know this is concerning me,
right,
but I don't know what she's talking about. You can
Yes.
break it down in those appointments.
Right. We have been busy doing certifications, which I talk about every year, and now Lori's going through those out of our Callaway office, and Hillary in our Imperial location, and working out of North Platte as well. So, we know what each carrier can offer for this next year. We know how to traverse the medical conditions that you have and the medications you're on, put you on the appropriate plan. So, yeah, super important for people 65 and older, or people who might be under 65 and on Medicare. But then we'll circle back in November, and that's going to be anybody under 65. And there's a few changes there, some different carriers coming into the market. So if you're not working with an agent, it's hugely important to either start doing that or make sure you do your research, because some of the plans coming in aren't going to be in network in all of our hospitals. So you don't want to get stuck on something that you can't get out of, but it's not doing you any good.
I was going to say the one thing you don't want is a surprise.
That's
when you go to the doctor and you think something's going to be covered, and then all of a sudden you get a bill in the mail and nothing is covered.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, and then it's too late because they have put so many parameters on when a person can enroll that it's not like you can say, oh, shucks, I got myself on this plan, I'm just going to switch. You find yourself switching providers, which nobody wants to do. And in our rural areas, we're pretty attached to the people providing our care, and we don't want to have to change, for sure.
Exactly. If you folks are just joining us, talking with Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency, number one thing is being proactive, right? Making those appointments with you now so that you get it figured out before that enrollment period is up.
Yes.
You can check into providers and all of the information that you need and check all those boxes in plenty of time.
Right. And we have access to formularies for your medications to be sure they're covered. We can, do the research to make sure that the hospital or provider you prefer is going to be in network with your plan. So there's a lot of background work to it as well.
So when someone comes to visit with you, they set up an appointment. You just mentioned medications. Do you recommend that they have a list of medications that they are on that they can bring to you to the appointment?
That's exactly what we need. Some people just bring in a plastic bag full of their bottles, and that's fine too, because that gives us every bit of information that we need. There's a few, it might be the difference between a tablet and a capsule, or the milligram, or how often you take it. So that's important as well. And all of that is a learning curve for, the couple of new people that we have working with us. Lori's learning all of that. I had the benefit of years of Broken Bow Clinic and the hospital and doing coding and stuff, so I recognize the medications and what they're used for. But the more information you can bring us, the better.
It sounds like I would be grabbing my medicine cabinet and bringing it in.
Exactly.
Here's my pill box.
I know, and that's fine. And anything that people are on, like obviously we are, HIPAA compliant. Like we're not going out and saying, Jeremy was in and guess what he's taking. I mean, we're very conscious of that. We are already setting appointments. Chip is in the Broken Bow office on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you call that number, he can set appointments as well. We share one calendar for enrollment. We'll be scheduled in Broken Bow for open enrollment on Wednesdays this year. However, we travel. So I have days where I just make the rounds up by Stapleton, and I'll be going to Mullen and, North Platte. So anywhere in the listening area that has questions, we will make it work too.
You're going to be getting that oil changed before you start making all this driving, right?
I know. Thank goodness for the company car, because we put on the miles for sure.
So it goes without saying that people need to get on the calendar, because it's going to be filling up pretty quick to get some help.
Yeah. So for Medicare, it's October 15th to December 7th. And we literally can see people through the end of the day on December 7th. Not my preference, but we've been there. And then for the people under 65, that starts November 1st and it goes through December 15th if you want a January start date. But they have extended it through January for those people that maybe just didn't realize they needed to do something. So
for the people that are under 65, when we reach that date, talk about all that can include. If people aren't familiar with, if they're new into this adult life and they're just kind of doing this for the first time, what does that involve and what does that look like? What are they hashing out?
Sure. So for most people, it's your insurance for yourself and your family if it's not offered by an employer. So typically you can enroll. There's a few special periods, when you turn 26, you get kicked off your parents' plan. We can do that. If you are quitting a job that offered insurance and then and then you need insurance, you have a reason. Specifically for open enrollment, most people that we work with are on the marketplace, otherwise known as Obamacare, and that is based on income. So what we do is we look at the income that you're expecting for the year we're enrolling you, and just kind of guesstimate what that's going to look like. That determines your premium. If you are offered employer insurance, there are still now, they've kind of changed the parameters a little bit. So if it's prohibitively expensive to put you and your whole family on your work insurance, there are some avenues then to put the rest of your family maybe on a marketplace policy so that it's a little cheaper. So just, if you have questions about that, or your household has changed, your kids are getting married, or maybe you've gotten divorced, or you've had a child or something like that, all of those are reasons to come in and make sure that the coverage you've got is the best we can get. They're all going to be fairly high deductibles, unfortunately, but I'm always a proponent of something is better than nothing, because you'd hate to get caught with those huge bills, because you can reach $1 million in a couple of days in some of our, rehab hospitals and things like that. So
flexibility seems to be a big word to kind of sum up what you just said, because, every job is going to be different as far as the benefits and the insurance. Sometimes it's going to cover the whole family, all the way down to the dog, the cat, and the fish. And sometimes
we can write pet insurance, so there is
pet
that.
Insurance. And then other employers, depending on their size, can only cover the employee themselves, and that's where the marketplace and Obamacare come in to make sure that coverage is there.
Yep, that's exactly right. We've got another carrier coming in this year that hasn't been in the marketplace. So there'll be 5 options. I do know that there are several hospitals that at this point are not planning on contracting with them. So you just have to check. And there's options for us to put in your doctor, your medications, and it's going to pop up and say, if you go to, Jenny Melham, this is covered. If you go to Callaway, it's this. If you're CHI versus Kearney Regional. So there's a lot of particulars. And then there's Great Plains Health that's made a bunch of changes for this next year, specifically on the Medicare side. And we get specialists that come to all of our hospitals, from North Platte. And that's huge. So you really need to be talking to your provider, to the business office at the hospital, or the clinic, or an agent if you've got someone that you're working with. And we're happy to help if you're not already a client.
So open enrollment's the big thing, obviously. And I know farmers and ranchers are very busy right now. But right now is probably when they're noticing that piece of equipment they haven't hopped in for a while. And they're like, oh, I wonder what my insurance policy is like on this thing. They got to kind of earmark that. And when they're done with their busy season, call you guys up and ask those questions as well, and Chip will help them out.
That's right. Chip is all over that. So, and we've had a few people that, something breaks down and they have to lease a combine even. And, what's my coverage for, borrowed, leased, and rented equipment? And so we've had a few of those questions, and we've got Chip who's, got that handled. And then he's been working with Jeff out of our North Platte office, and Sydney and Angie in Albion. And so we're kind of covering all locations, and Chip is scrambling to keep up with that. So, yep, lots of good people. Our team keeps growing, and we're excited to see that.
Okay. Very exciting. Lots of things happening.
Lots of things.
And the calendar's moving. And if you see Liana in the next couple of months, she's going to look like a blur.
That's
right?
exactly right. Don't tell the Sheriff and State Patrol that, but yes, that's
she's going to be moving. Yeah. Okay. Did we kind of hit on everything you wanted to talk about? I know there's so many different things going on.
Yep. I mean, the big thing right now is we're getting a lot of calls with people that do have Advantage plans for one reason or another. And what do we do about this situation? So even if it's something that we end up not being able to change, we'd just like to be sure that people understand how that's going to affect them and their coverage and what that looks like at their current provider. So just give us a call. You can pop in at any of the locations. We try not to leave them, unattended, but you will find times where I'm working with Lori, the Callaway office. We might have a sign up that just says, hey, out on appointment. There's always a phone number. So your best bet is to call us and get an appointment, but don't hesitate to drop by if you're in town. Just call us before you make a special trip to Callaway for some reason. So,
yeah. Give a call in.
That's right.
And that phone number is?
836-2201.
Okay. Yeah. And if you see Liana at a volleyball game, that's a high stress situation. Just leave that aside and call her the next day, right?
That's right. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Volleyball mom today. We have a triangular, and it has been a rough year for the Bobcats, but last week was better, and we're looking forward to cheering them on tonight.
That's good.
Sports are kind of like pizza, You can any kind of pizza, it's still pizza. Right. It's still good, Sports is sports. It's all enjoyable, right?
Yes. There are days that my inside voice is a little louder than it should be, but other than that, we're good. So
great. Yeah. Well, thank you, Liana.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate your time. Yeah. And give them a call. Phone number again was?
Callaway is 836-2201, and we can schedule for any location.
Okay, great. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you. Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency, our guest on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Dave and Brent.
You two guys.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Here's ZZ Top. But hanging out with you on a Tuesday. Glad to have you along for the Get Up and Go breakfast show. Let's learn a little bit about Circle V Stitch and Post, shall we, Brent? All kinds of different things that you can have stitched in or stitched on.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we kind of start to change the seasons, we think about fall and we think about winter time. Contact Velma to get your creation started today. Contact her to have your brand or farm name maybe put on some apparel. She, of course, carries shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeve polos, hats, and more. And some newer items that she has in, things like cowhide coasters, rugs, and table runners. You're going to have your brand put on them or personalized that way. So visit with Velma today to find out what she can do for you. Can really put together some neat personalized gifts with her customized and quality custom embroidery. So give her a call today, 872-6173. 872-6173. You don't have to shop online for personalized items when Circle V Stitch and Post has great prices and you can create with someone right here in the area. Circle V Stitch and Post, you'll find them just north of Broken Bow out on Paulson Road.
And you could probably even go and get your lederhosen stitched before you go to Kincaid's Oktoberfest this weekend.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Have you ever thrown on a pair of lederhosen, Brent?
No, I have not.
Don't have those in your closet?
I don't.
Okay.
I guess I need to get a pair.
There's going to be a few pair running around. There's a lot of people that dress up in that traditional German clothing and go out there and have some fun at Kincaid's Oktoberfest going on Saturday in Broken Bow.
Yeah, the fun will start at 11 a.m. this Saturday at Kincaid with exclusive beer, sausages, and delicious pretzels from, boy, I hope Beer House. Do you know how to say this?
Yeah, Beer House, My Sheila.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
What Jeremy said. Music goes from noon on into the night featuring Angie Kriz and the Polka Tunes, the Killigans, and them Uke Boys will all be performing. Try your hand at some fun games like Hammer Schlagen, Stein Stamina, or Stein Hoist, the Beer Rally, Cornhole, of course, keg throwing, and more. It's a fun time, so check it out. Oktoberfest at Kincaid in Broken Bow. It's happening this weekend. It'll take place on Saturday, October the 12th.
All right. Good time awaits you in Broken Bow. And a good time awaits you when you check out Big Iron Auction Company. They've always got something going on, and Mark Stock is going to go ahead and tell us all about it. All the details are going to be in this report from Mark Stock. So listen up and get ready to go and find that piece of equipment, land, or the cattle that you need. Let's find what's going on.
Well, hello, everybody. I tell you what, this week we've got a full slate of auctions once again, and next week an even fuller slate. But we start today, folks, at 1 o'clock with our livestock breeding auction. If you are looking for some super sharp Red Angus first calf bred heifers, AI'd, folks, to a powerful, powerful bull selling out of Gordon, Nebraska for Mark Piper, please dial up the Big Iron sale at 1 o'clock. They will sell to the highest bidder. We also have some powerful registered Black Angus bulls that will sell. Miller Angus Farms have been in the bull breeding business for 74 years. So if you need some outstanding genetics in your herd, they will sell today, folks, at 1 o'clock this afternoon. These bulls coming out of Craig, Missouri. And tomorrow, folks, over 1,110 items will sell on our Wednesday weekly machinery sale. Start at 9 o'clock in the morning Central Time, and there are 115 sellers participating in this sale. We have Alden Boyd from Lake Preston, South Dakota. Farmers Union Co-op from Clarkson, Nebraska. Midwest Service and Sales Company out of Schuyler, Nebraska will sell equipment. Taylor Implement, Inc., with locations in Colorado and Kansas, selling late model Klaus forage harvesters and combines, forage harvester heads, small square balers. They have some 990-gallon unused tandem axle fuel trailers as well. A big sale for Taylor Implement. Justin Imhoff is from Yuma, Colorado. They're using the Big Iron website. Sapp Brothers, they have several locations across Nebraska, Colorado. They have some really nice fuel tanker trailers that will sell to the highest bidder. It's a very big sale, folks. So if you're looking for tractors, combines, windrowers, sprayers, fall tillage tools, livestock feeding equipment, it will all sell tomorrow on a very big sale here on the Big Iron website. And then on Thursday, folks, 552 acres of Weld County, Colorado land will sell in 2 tracts for the Doris Williams Estate. This land, located by New Raymer, Colorado, will sell in 2 tracts. 234 acres is 1 parcel. Grassland, folks, with a nice building site. And 318 acres is right next to the first tract, folks, that will sell. That's all primarily grassland. Ron Stock and Curtis Romero are handling this land auction that will take place here on Thursday. We do want to give everybody some advance notice of a very nice collectible car and signed memorabilia sale that will take place here next Monday and Tuesday. So you want to do your due diligence right now. October 14th and October 15th, you'll have your chance to buy over 500 items each day. The Jack Lukeman Collectible Car Auction, pedal car, bicycle, including Schwinn and Harley-Davidson bikes, their unbelievable collection of signs and automobilia memorabilia will sell in 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, over 500 items each day. It's all online. It's all on bigiron.com. There are phone numbers there you can call if you have questions, but check out the pictures and the videos. It is a unique collection, all selling to the highest bidder. Also, next Tuesday, October the 15th, folks, Western Equipment LLC, with various locations across Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico, will be selling a very large sale, 190 late model 2020, 21, 22, 23, even some 24-year model machines, tractors and combines, planters, sprayers, balers, you name it, UTVs, discs, tillage tools will sell on this very large Western Equipment John Deere dealer sale. It takes place once again Tuesday, October the 15th, starting at 10 a.m. Central Time. You need to check out the list, do your due diligence. A very big sale. We are sure glad that so many people here throughout the Midwest are using the Big Iron website as their source for buying quality equipment and as the source for selling their equipment. We want to thank you so very much for utilizing the Big Iron platform. If you have any questions, whether you have items to buy or sell, you can always call us here at 402-564-3369, or we have a toll-free number, which is 1-800-937-3558. That's 1-800-WE-SELL-8. Thank you very much. Go to bigiron.com for more information.
In the morning, you are awakened by the twitter of a little bird.
No, it's Dave and Brent.
I knew there was a reason I got out of bed this morning.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
At Echo Financial in Arnold, they believe that sometimes all you need is someone to help show you the way. It is certainly true with finances and insurance. Whether you're starting in your career or are preparing for the retirement of your dreams, Echo is there to listen, understand, and help guide your financial journey. She invites your questions and offers complimentary consultations for your retirement and legacy planning. Echo Financial offers asset management and financial planning with a heartbeat. Visit echofinancialllc.com or call 308-848-2244 to book your appointment today. Advisory services are offered through Echo Financial LLC, a registered investment advisor in the state of Nebraska. Insurance products and services are offered through Echo Financial and Echo Pelster Insurance LLC affiliated companies.
It's fall now, but we know that seasons move fast in Nebraska. Prepare for the winter sports season at Geared for Sports. Whether you're a fan or an athlete, Scott is excited to announce they now carry apparel from Free Fly for both men and women. And if you're needing a new pair of running shoes, it's worth your time to check out the Mount to Coast brand. Of course, Husker Gear is all over inside as well. Open Monday to Friday 10 to 6, Saturday 10 to 4. Geared for Sports on the Square in Broken Bow.
Happy October from your friends at RT Ace Hardware. As the weather continues to cool off, head to Ace Hardware to pick up the RV antifreeze you need. Trust them, you don't want to be too late. And with a price of 2 for $7 on 1 gallon jugs, it's even easier to prevent damage to drains and water lines. It's Fire Prevention Month. Go to Ace Hardware and browse their selection of smoke detectors and fire extinguishers. RT Ace Hardware, your locally owned hardware connection in Broken Bow. Thanks for tuning in to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. A couple minutes ahead of the 9 o'clock hour. Currently 53 degrees at our studios. We were talking about this back by our desks yesterday. The whole debate that all central Nebraskans get into this time of year is, do you have your air on? Do you have your heat on? Do you have neither on? Because there's probably about 4 different ways you can go, right? Depending on how warm or cold you think it is at night. And which side of that debate are you on?
It's just off at the moment.
Off. No
it's
heat,
just
no
off.
cool,
Yep.
just off, rolling with the temperature.
Yep, been that way for a few days.
Okay.
Because it's warming up kind of nice during the day, but then it's cooling off at night. So now I did forget to close the windows the other night when it got down to like 32. So it was a little chilly getting up the next morning. But yeah, at our house right now it's just off.
It's kind of lends itself to that. Ours is still on cool, which doesn't really do anything because outside of this past weekend, it never really got that. It's not getting hot enough to where it needs to turn on and cool anything really. So it's just kind of like having it off anyway. But I know that's always a big debate. Some people are really passionate about that. Oh, you've turned your heater on already? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? You know you're going to have to turn it back off. It's kind of one of those funny things in society we get a little revved up about that doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
Well, we got kind of lucky here, in Lincoln. The people who went to the game on Saturday, what did it get up to there, like 97?
Well,
for a high or something?
Right before they kicked off, and we were up in the press box, and they make that announcement, weather conditions and stuff like that, which I always think is so funny. You're sitting in the press box, you can see the sky, and the guy's like, "Good afternoon, sunny skies at Memorial Stadium." Yes, it is in fact sunny. And then he gives the field temperature, and he gives the air temperature and the field temperature. Air temperature was 97 degrees. Field temperature was just over 100 down there on the field. So,
and back here it was comfortable.
Yeah, it was hot in Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah, we must have had some kind of heat wave right in the middle of the state or something. But yeah, it was warm. Okay. I was just wondering that. Yeah, so you're no heating, no
just
cooling,
off
just
at the moment.
off.
Yep.
Okay. That's a good way to roll. Ours is on cool, but it might as well be off because it's not doing anything anyway. We have a hard time cracking windows in our house because allergies hit us hard. And our poor children have received through genetics both Nicole and I's allergy problems. So I feel bad for them as well because it's just kind of It's like the nightly routine. It hits about 8:15, and you just start stuffing up. You're like, well, it must be time to go to bed.
There you go.
So we're going to step away for a quick look at news, weather, and sports. And when we come back, we'll tackle the 9 o'clock hour. Lots to talk about coming up this week, both in the community and here on your local radio stations, KCNI and KBBN. So don't go anywhere. Lots to talk about here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. A powered down but still powerful Category 4 Hurricane Milton is dumping heavy rain on Cancun on its way to Florida's west coast. Right now, it's packing winds of up to 145 miles an hour. Governor Ron DeSantis.
10 to 15 feet peak storm surge is forecast for the Pasco-Pinellas County line.
The Supreme Court takes up a controversial case this hour involving ghost guns. Baltimore Police Commissioner Richard Worley.
It only takes a very minor tool to be able to put it together, and you've got a fully operational firearm.
Israel says it sent more troops into Lebanon. The BBC's Nick Beek from northern Israel.
In the past 24 hours, they've moved to the west, so right next to the Mediterranean Sea. And the Israelis are saying they're carrying out limited and targeted operations.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Kevin Wyatt.
Monday Night Football, the Chiefs take down the Saints 26-13 as Patrick Mahomes, an interception, no touchdown passes, but 331 yards, rushing touchdown each by Kareem Hunt and Xavier Worthy, along with 4 field goals by Harrison Butker, led to the win. As for Saints quarterback Derek Carr, he did have a couple of touchdown passes and an interception, but he had to leave the game in the fourth quarter with an oblique injury and did not return. He will have an MRI later today. In NFL news, 1 month after a new lawsuit was filed accusing Deshaun Watson of sexual assault and battery, the case has been resolved, according to the victim's lawyer. Major League Baseball, Royals with 4 runs in the 4th inning, including a Salvador Perez home run to beat the Yankees 4-2 and even the ALDS at 1 game apiece.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Today, with daytime highs approaching 81. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies again. Tonight, lows around 48. Daytime highs approaching 84. Tomorrow, a blend of clouds and sun. Mid-80s. Thursday, turning much cooler on Friday, with highs in the upper 70s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Well, moments ago, it was 54. Now it's 55 degrees at our KCNI KBBN studios. Sunny skies out there. A southwest wind between 5 and 10 miles an hour. Barometer remains steady at 30.08. Relative humidity back down to 56%. Again, if you're just joining us, our high yesterday was 74. Overnight low was 50. But last hour, we did dip down inside of the 40s for a short amount of time. So welcome to fall in Nebraska. That is certainly the case. Every day is a different day when it comes to the weather. More of The Breakfast Show coming your way in a moment.
Hi, this is Andrew Mason with Pearson Physical Therapy, where we believe you should always receive the personalized attention you deserve. We use a collaborative approach to work together so we can help you achieve your goals. From post-surgical rehab and sprains and strains to back pain, arthritis, sports injuries, and everything in between. Come talk to us at Pearson Physical Therapy in Broken Bow. 872-5800, or visit our website, pearsonpt.com.
Thanks for joining us on a Tuesday. Let's talk iPhone and Android, Brent.
Okay, I'm an Android user.
Okay.
Don't like. I guess it's because I started with an Android, and I don't want to go to the iPhone. Some of the other members of my family have an iPhone, and I've tried to use it. Don't like it. So I'm an Android guy. You're the opposite.
Yes.
You're an iPhone, and I'm guessing you probably would not go the other direction.
And correct. When I pick up an Android, I don't know what I'm doing.
There you
It's
go.
just kind of the way it is, right? And see, you and I, we can accept that.
Well, yeah, I think we get along, right?
There are people that just can't understand why. Why in the world would someone want the other kind of phone? It's affecting their life.
Oh, no.
They care so much. Take a listen to this.
Okay.
A new study, those two scary words.
Don't get me started. Love studies.
New study. A quarter of iPhone owners wouldn't date Android users.
Won't date them.
It won't date them.
Okay,
it's affecting their dating life.
So if you're on a internet dating site, I'm guessing that's one of the questions now.
Yeah, you put it in your profile.
Wait, yeah, it's in your profile. What phone do you use? Are you an iPhone or an Android user?
Now, I will say, now it's not to that extreme that I would let it affect who I'd let in my life. Group messages between iPhones, you send iMessages.
Yes.
You can do so even when you have bad cell phone coverage. You can send an iMessage through Wi-Fi. You cannot do so to an Android user. That's where you get the difference between the green bubble and the blue bubble on your iPhone. If you're texting another iPhone, the bubbles are blue. If you're texting an Android user, they're green. So that's the situation, basically.
Okay.
But, new survey of iPhone users has found just how petty they can be. Nearly a quarter of them admit they would not date an Android user. 1 in 5 say they think less of someone when they see a green text bubble pop up. Android users know it. 30% of them say they've considered switching to an iPhone just to silence the mocking that they are receiving. Isn't that wild? I will say, now, when we were out doing the shootout races this year for the Sandhills Open Road Challenge, no cell phone coverage, obviously. I couldn't get a call out. Maybe, depending on which way you angle, you could maybe sneak a call out or whatever. So I wanted to send a text back to someone here at the station and say, hey, we're all connected. We're good to go. We're going to start our broadcast. Join us when you're ready. Problem. Everyone back here at the studio was an Android user. I couldn't get a text out. I was connected to the Wi-Fi we had.
I think I did, though, right?
Did you get a text out?
Because I have... See, you know so much more about this than I do, okay? I know very little. There are thousands upon thousands of things that my phone can do that I have absolutely no clue about. But I did discover Wi-Fi calling. So I click that on, and when I don't have cell service like you said, but I have Wi-Fi capability like we did at the shootout that you're talking about, then I want to say I called Dave, I think, or talked to him. Somehow I got a message to him.
You know what that is?
To let him know what we were doing.
That's probably a feature you're paying $25 a month for.
Yeah, and just found out about it. Are you kidding? You're talking to a guy who just a few months ago finally figured out how to connect his phone to the station car to where he could run an app and listen to a baseball game on his way home from a sporting event. And I was so excited.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
I was just, I really thought that I had taken a step forward in technology. And then all of my kids are like, well, Dad, that technology's been around for years. Congratulations on finally figuring it out.
You know what I think? I think iPhone and Android should just get along. Realize that they're different, but be able to send Wi-Fi text messages to each other. What's up with this green and blue bubble discrimination? You can't discriminate based on your phone.
I do think that's funny, though, about the whole dating thing.
I was not built for, let's be honest, it's a great thing that I married my high school sweetheart because I could not handle the dating world right now. Terrifying to think about. I would be in trouble. I'd go on a date and they'd be like, "Oh, you have an iPhone? I'm sorry, we got to cut this short." I'd just be left standing on the curb like, what?
I could just see it now. You're having a great time. You realize you have so much in common. You're laughing. You're just having a great time.
And
you
then
sit down for a meal,
out of my pocket.
and you pull your phone out, and it's an iPhone. The other person is an Android. You look at each other and say, "Well, see you later." Who's picking up the tab? This is over.
She'd probably run out, and I'd be stuck with the tab, all because I had an iPhone. Can you imagine? Oh, my goodness. A lot of things in this world just don't make sense. And I've got something I want to share with you folks that kind of it's kind of a interesting segue here. A lot of things don't really make sense that we do in this society. And SNL did a skit recently that had to do with that. They were all, the skit took place during the Revolution.
I've seen this. I saw it just yesterday, and I just laughed.
With one of my favorite comics. He's a clean comic, doesn't cuss, doesn't do dirty jokes, anything. His name is Nate Bargatze. He's hilarious. He was the guest on SNL. And they were all dressed up as soldiers during the Revolution, and they were talking about their plans for the new country, the United States of America. And I just wanted to play this for you folks. This is not the full skit. I encourage you to go check out the full skit if you would like, but this is a portion of it.
Distance will be measured in inches, feet, yard, and mile. So 12 inches to a foot?
12 feet to a yard.
If it were only so simple. 3 feet to a yard.
And how many yards to a mile?
Nobody knows.
Okay, well, how many feet to a mile?
5,280, of course. It's a simple number that everyone will remember.
Let's confess, it feels a little complicated, sir. Why not use meters and kilometers?
We will, soldier. But only in certain unpopular sports like track and swimming. For popular sports like football, we will use yards.
Football, sir?
Yes. It's a sport where you throw a ball with your hands.
So in football, there is no kicking?
There's a little kicking. You kick the ball to get points.
How many points, sir?
Sometimes 1 and sometimes 3.
It's a great skit.
Oh, it's great.
It's so funny that you bring that up and you play that because I came across it, looking at my Android phone last night, came across it and just played it. And I just laughed and laughed and laughed.
I'll be honest, it's been a bit since I've seen
unique skit,
a classic SNL skit. One that I don't know. It was just a good skit.
And very clean.
Very clean.
Yeah.
And if you're not familiar with Nate Bargatze, he's got some specials out there on different streaming platforms. He's hilarious. So go and check that out. But yeah, kind of talking about that, football, the sport you play mostly with your hands.
Yeah.
You kick it sometimes for 1 point, sometimes for 3, or in 6-man football for 2.
Yeah.
But we've got some football coming up later on this week. A couple of fun games going on Friday on our stations.
2 great games. Got a great area game for you coming up on Friday. It's going to be an afternoon kickoff. We're going to go to Myrna, and we're going to do Anselmo Myrna and Twin Loop. Great area game of the week. And we will have it for you Friday afternoon. Kickoff is scheduled for 3 o'clock, so because of that, we'll plan to do the consolidated pregame show for that game just after 2 o'clock coming out of Blues Deluxe on Friday. So join us for that. That'll be Friday afternoon on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com. And then later Friday night, it's homecoming for Broken Bow as the Indians will welcome in Minden for the annual homecoming matchup. And we'll have that for you coming up on Friday night on KCNI Radio, 96.3 FM, KCNI1280.com. 7 o'clock kickoff for Broken Bow football. Pregame show will get us started. It's brought to you by Custer Federal State Bank on KCNI Radio, and that'll start our coverage at around 6 o'clock on Friday.
And those Friday football games are sandwiched by high school and Husker volleyball on the front and back end of those as well. We've got some volleyball coming up in a couple of days on Thursday.
High school volleyball coming up on Thursday. It is homecoming week for Broken Bow, so we're going to be at the Indian Gym on Thursday night for Broken Bow, Minden, and Ogallala. That'll be a triangular. We'll have the 2 Broken Bow matches for you live on the radio, KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com. Opening match is at 5 o'clock. Broken Bow will take the middle match off and then play in the final match of the night. And we'll have both of those matches as they happen on KBBN 95.3 FM, KBBN.com. And then as Jeremy mentioned, we've got Husker volleyball on Saturday. The football team is off this weekend. It's their bye week. So Nebraska will play Rutgers in volleyball on Saturday. So we'll broadcast that for you. And I'm trying to do this off the 6 o'clock airtime. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. So that'll be on Saturday, Husker volleyball on KBBN.
All right. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Going to play a little bit of Johnny Cash for you. Now, this might not be a song that all of you are familiar with, but I hope you enjoy it. Johnny liked to do covers, which I really applaud him for because he was a guy that could just have put out original music his entire musical career and just been perfectly fine. He did a lot of great original music, but the guy had a mind where he loved all different kinds of sounds. He did covers of songs from bands like Nine Inch Nails, or in this case, a cover of a song by the band Soundgarden. This is Johnny Cash's cover of Soundgarden's song, Rusty Cage.
Radio.
Jeremy and Brent with you on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. A couple of other things to talk to you about before we close out the show here soon. A couple of jobs available up on the employment page of sandhillsexpress.com. One of those is with Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership, and they've got a unique position that sounds like a good fit for somebody out there.
Yeah, they're looking for an individual to work as a WIC, RN, or LPN. Now, this would be in Loop City. This is a part-time or full-time position possibility, depending on the applicant. You would receive full-time benefits, obviously, if it's a full-time position. If it turns into part-time, there's still some benefits that you would get with that as well. Now, for this position, you must have an active RN or LPN license and previous nursing experience. Some of the general duties: providing assistance to clients at WIC clinics, provide education to clients at WIC clinics, which can include nutritional information as well as other guidance and support. For more information on the position, you can contact CNCAP at 308-745-0780, extension 105, or you can apply online. And here's the website, centralnebraskacap.com. Also, if you go to sandhillsexpress.com and the employment page, you'll see this posting as well. Nebraska Department of Transportation has an exceptional opportunity for a highway maintenance worker to join their team in Ansley. At the Nebraska Department of Transportation, they reward their employees' hard work with a friendly and supportive work environment that encourages creativity and innovation. They provide training and career development, advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, work-life balance, and a comprehensive benefits package. To apply, you need to go online because an online state application must be completed. So go to this website, statejobs.nebraska.gov. That's statejobs.nebraska.gov. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer.
If you head down to the square, right there on the southeast corner of the square, you're going to find the Wild Rose Gallery, and they've got some wonderful things that they bring to the community, and one of those things is coming up here very soon.
Yeah, they'll be hosting a tribute to Gib Neal, and his amazing art will be on display October 24th through the 26th this month from noon until 4 each of those days. Again, that's October 14th through the 26th. And then there will be a public reception on Saturday, October 19th from 6 to 8 p.m. Gibb received a bachelor's and master's of fine art painting and printmaking at UNL and has taught at Hastings College in Hastings. He has received numerous awards for his artwork. So here's an opportunity to check it out. Don't miss this event. Wild Rose Gallery in Broken Bow hosting a tribute to Gib Neal and his amazing art will be on display October 14th through the 26th at the Wild Rose Gallery from noon to 4 on those days. And there will also be a public reception held on Saturday, October 19th from 6 to 8 p.m.
Sounds great. And Bass Enterprise, they've got some information that they want to pass along to you, and they welcome your calls to make an appointment with all of the different things that are going to be going on here very, very soon with that scary M word, Medicare. It's not really scary. It's a good thing, but you want to be able to figure it out the right way. Teresa can help with that.
Absolutely, she can. Teresa Bass, 20 years in insurance business, and also new to the team is Addie Jo Martin. You'll find them at 724 South D Street, right across from the post office in Broken Bow. Medicare open enrollment will start October 15th, run through December 7th, and they can assist with Medicare help, understanding the differences between all the options. It's all confusing, so let Teresa assist you in picking the best option for you. Health Open enrollment will start on November 1st, and they can assist with enrolling you through the marketplace and picking the right plan with the right provider network. They are certified in the enrollment process to pick and guide you with the best plan and carrier. They offer health supplemental such as dental, vision, accident, cancer, and disability, Medicare with all your major carriers, and life insurance from term to whole life as well. So call and set up a time to visit and review your plans and options. They can also go directly to your business for enrollment if needed. So give them a call today. Bass Enterprises, 308-870-1010. 308-870-1485. That is 308-870-1485.
Little bit of time left here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show for your Tuesday to listen to some great music and have a little bit of fun. On the other side of this little break, we're going to talk about an airline that might sound like a good idea for you for an individual trip, but a bad idea for a family vacation. So if I've piqued your interest, stick around. We've got some interesting news coming out of elsewhere in the world. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Here's Lake Street Dive. Simply put, AgriBest Feeds in Callaway has the ranching supplies you need and are looking for. Like Sweet Pro Tubs with probiotin that helps cattle perform better while consuming up to 25% less forage. They also have Redmond Mineral Salt, AeroQuip chutes, and portable tub alley systems, plus vet supplies, pet and poultry feed, and dry shod boots. Sometimes the ATV or UTV is the way you want to go. They have drive-through gates ideal for the farm, ranch, hunting, lease, and more. For fencing, barbed wire, posts, and more, visit AgriBest Feeds behind the Community Center in Callaway.
Wherever you find WorkSmart, you'll find producers saving money. WorkSmart is the innovative line of credit from Farm Credit Services of America. Along with its competitive interest rates and farmer-friendly terms, WorkSmart delivers interest savings, cashback dividends, and cash rewards, too. Add them all up, and the savings can be significant. Terms apply. Visit FCSAmerica.com and see how much you can save. Or call 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
With the arrival of fall and cooler temperatures, it's hard to remember that hydration is just as important as when it's blazing hot outside. Varney Pharmacy can help with Liquid IV Electrolyte Drink Mix and Immune Support Drink Mix. With 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks, it contains essential B vitamins and vitamin C, and one option even has zinc. 3 flavors are ready to go home with you from Varney Pharmacy, downtown Broken Bow.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Jeremy and Brent with you here on a Tuesday morning, exactly 9:30 and 59 degrees. Working on 60 degrees here at our KCNI KBBN studios. When you go on vacation with the family, Brent,
yes,
you want to have family-appropriate plans for that vacation, right? You know,
okay.
You want to have fun as a family together. You want to make memories.
Sure.
And that all starts with having a good flight. If your vacation involves a flight, right?
Okay.
It kind of just gets the vacation off on the right foot.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, there's been a lot of this lately. Airlines apologizing for things. Doors blowing off.
Yeah.
To say that, at the very least, that's a big one. But Qantas Airlines, I've never flown Qantas personally. I don't know if
you're talking to a guy who has very limited flying experience.
And I don't know that I will fly Qantas, honestly, after hearing this. And that's what you try to do after something bad happens. You try to recover as a company. Well, they're having to apologize. They had a busted entertainment system on one of their trans-Pacific flights.
Oh, so they didn't get to play a movie.
Oh, no, they played one.
Oh, they did play a movie?
Oh, they played one.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Instead of waiting to fix the system that was not working, it was broken, the pilot decided to take off and just play one movie that everyone could watch. Just put it on the screens. Let's get this flight going, Well, they happened to choose a movie called Daddy-O.
Never heard of it.
It's a Dakota Johnson movie filled with enough full frontal to make everyone on board uncomfortable. And because the entertainment system was broken, you could not turn it off, and you couldn't dim the screen down.
You couldn't turn it off?
Could not turn it off. The movie played start to finish for everyone on the flight, no matter if they wanted to watch it or not. Can you imagine the tension on that plane? Kids with blindfolds on everywhere.
Wow. I don't know what to say.
That one is not in the parenting handbook, how you handle that situation. There's nowhere to go. You're on a plane. So what do you do with your kid? You try to distract them some other way.
Well, why did they even play it? It was just a situation where it plays automatically no matter what? You couldn't stop it from playing?
I guess.
Or from even starting? That'd be my question.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. So keep that in mind. Be ready. Hang that sweatshirt over the screen in front of your children. Don't know how to transition out of that one, so we'll just do it and figure it out afterwards. Lots of great things coming up the remainder of this week, important things to remember and things that you can attend locally. Tomorrow is Fire Prevention Day. This is a big one. You can take some time tomorrow to set an emergency plan, check the batteries in your smoke detectors, always very important. And less and less kids know what stop, drop, and roll is these days. Do a quick demonstration. Show them that and show them how to crawl out of the home rather than walk out of the home. And you're doing a really good thing on Fire Prevention Day tomorrow. Thursday, out at the Scenic Byway Barn, it's time for the annual pie baking contest.
Oh, good.
That's going on. They're also having an open house, the Sod House up on the hill out past the visitor center. That's going to be open. They've got some new furnishings that are there inside of the Sod House for you to check out. So pie drop-off, if you want to participate in the contest, is from 10 until 3. The contest starts at 4:15. And then after the competition, this is where people like you and I come in. They'll serve the pies for a free will donation.
Oh, nice.
You can go in there, pick any of the pies, and you can purchase a slice and help them out there at the visitor center. So go and check that out. Again, all throughout the day. Pie drop-off is from 10 to 3. Contest and judging starts at 4:15. Also going on Thursday, a blood drive in Myrna in honor of Rayan Porter, who was born with a CMV infection. You can schedule appointments. Today would be a good time to make that call and get an open time slot there in Myrna at 308-643-7205. And also start making your preparations for Thursday. It is National Hug a Kevin Day. So find
Hug a Kevin Day.
Find that Kevin you know.
All right.
And tell them it's coming. 2 days from now, that hug is coming their direction. And then watch as they promptly don't show up at work on Thursday.
The first one that pops in my mind, Kevin Safranek, if you're listening, swing by the station so I can give you a hug.
I would love to continue to put word out on this and just see how many people can track Kevin down and give him a hug, and then he can give us the tally afterwards.
Hug a Kevin Day.
Hug a Kevin Day. There's truly a day for everything. Where's Hug a Brent or Hug a Jeremy Day?
Yeah.
How come I never hear about those?
Question. I don't know.
I guess we got to start that movement.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show today, folks. Went a little bit long, but having a little bit of fun with you, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Lots of things coming up in the days ahead. SandhillsExpress.com is the place to keep up with it all. Oh, Brent's got his Android out.
I do.
Got a text.
Kevin Safranek says, be right there.
All right. All right. Sounds good.
That's great.
Okay, well, that does it for the show today. Any other things before we close, Brent?
I don't think so.
Okay. SandhillsExpress.com, and, of course, keep listening here to KBBN and KCNI Radio. We'll keep you informed on everything as we work further into the week. Plenty going on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show throughout the week. Lots of great guests coming into the studio. We've got a spooky remote broadcast coming your direction on Thursday. Lots of fun to have, so we hope you keep it right here to KCNI KBBN, and we wish you a wonderful rest of your day.